Hello and welcome to today's session. This is Nadia from EBSCO. Our session today is part of our Australia and New Zealand Public Library series, and today we are focusing on the Australia New Zealand Reference Centre and MasterFILE on both EBSCOhost and Explora interfaces. Now, just a little bit of housekeeping before we start. This session is being recorded. The slides and the recording will be sent out to you after the session. Hello there. If you do have any questions, please feel free to use the chat or the Q&A panel in Zoom. And there are also some spaces within the session as well for questions. And I'll check that chat panel within there as well. Okay, so I can see someone's found the chat, so thank you very much for that and welcome. Okay, so some objectives from our session today. It's my hope that by the end of the session, you'll be able to describe the ANZRC, that's the Australia New Zealand Reference Centre, and MasterFILE databases. In today's session, I will be demonstrating on the Plus version of ANZRC and the complete version of MasterFILE. However, what I do cover in today's session can be applied on any version that you might subscribe to. You'll also be able to explore the topic overviews available on the Explora interface. You'll also be able to access and locate specific and unique content for both of the databases as well. You'll also be able to use tools to work with your research and locate help materials. Now, before we get into the platforms, I wanted to talk a little bit about the two databases that we are reviewing today. On the left-hand side, we have the Australia New Zealand Reference Centre. Again, I'm demonstrating on the Plus version today. We do have just the Australia New Zealand Reference Centre and the Plus version. So there's two versions of this particular database. As an overview, it is a unique resource that contains Australian and New Zealand published newspapers, magazines, journals, and other content. It also includes some Australia and New Zealand biographies on popular people and celebrities, as well as politicians and other people as well. It also includes curriculum support, and there is a companion ebook collection available as part of your subscription. It's a complimentary companion ebook collection. On the other side, we have our MasterFILE Complete, and we have a few versions of this. There's the Elite, the Premier, and the Complete. In today's session, I'm covering the Complete version, but like I said earlier, if you have any other version as well, what I cover today is applicable for all. Now, this database is designed for public libraries, and MasterFILE includes popular full-text magazines, reference books, video content, and other sources that really cover virtually every subject area. So it is designed for public libraries with public libraries in mind. And just like the Australia New Zealand Reference Centre database, it also includes a companion ebook collection. Now, the best place to go for information and your title lists for both databases, or really any EBSCO database, is via the product website. So I have linked them into the slide deck, so you can certainly take a look at these in your own time, but I'm just going to jump out now and show you a couple of things on those product websites. So bear with me for just a moment here whilst I jump in. So this is our Australia New Zealand Reference Centre Plus. Now, if you've got the Australia New Zealand Reference Centre, there is a separate kind of page for this. But just as an overview here, I wanted to point out over to the right-hand side, if you're interested to see what's covered, what's indexed in this particular database, this is where you can locate your coverage in Excel or HTML format, the ebooks that are available as well, and also the titles by subject. So that information is all available on the product website, and it's always the most up-to-date place to go. There's also a little flyer here too if you wanted to promote the resource within your library. Scrolling down a little bit further, it will also give you some information about other content that's indexed here as well. So a couple of unique titles that are indexed in the Plus version is the Australian Financial Review and also Choice. So two very popular periodical titles are indexed in full text within the Australian New Zealand Reference Centre Plus. I also mentioned it includes some things like biographies. So you'll be able to locate biographies within the platform as well. And it is also accessible via not only the EBSCOhost interface, but also Discovery and Explora, which we'll be covering in just a moment. And as I also mentioned, there is the Australia-New Zealand reference ebook collection that is included as part of your subscription to this database. All right, the next one over is MasterFILE. And as I mentioned, there are 3 versions. I'm covering MasterFILE Complete today, but you can also view the title list and information for your other versions here as well. And again, you'll find your title lists available here, including your ebook coverage, your coverage by subject, and more. It also will give a bit of information about some of the popular magazines that are indexed here. So you'll find Time Magazine, Rolling Stone, People, Food and Wine. So quite a nice complement to for popular magazines available within public libraries. In addition to that, we also include things like biographies as well. There's video content and also primary source content. And you'll also have a companion reference ebook collection with this subscription as well. All right, so that's a little bit of info of those 2 databases. Now we're actually going to go ahead and access these, first of all, via the Explora user interface. So if you're not sure what Explora is, it's a complementary interface that you can use alongside EBSCOhost, which we're also covering today. And this interface is designed for public libraries. So we have a couple of different versions, and one of them is for Australia and New Zealand public libraries. So we're going to look at that one today. In our session, we're also going to explore 3 key features of the Explora interface, and we're going to be searching those 2 databases on here today. Now, I will encourage everybody to follow along with me. So if you'd like to test out what the Explora interface looks like if you're not familiar with it, I'm just going to go ahead and provide a link in the chat. Bear with me for just one moment whilst I go and grab that for you. So this URL, I'm just going to place in the chat window, and that should take you to a login page. And then you'll need the username, which I'm about to add in here as well. And of course, you'll need the password, which I will also add in here as well. So do feel free to log in there and have a follow along with me today, or do your own searching as well and navigate through Explora. Okay, so just coming back to my slide deck, hopefully you've all got access to the login for the demo site. Let me know if there's any problems, but let's move along. So there are 3 key features that I wanted to show you on Explora. So these are key features for the interface, and obviously the content that we're searching will include ANZRC as well as MasterFILE. But one of the key features within Explora is something called the topic overviews. Now, these topic overviews are designed again for public libraries, and they are unique to the Explora interface. They're like a little collection of publications available really through this Explora interface. So we're going to go ahead and start off with that. So coming back to the platform, when you first log in, you're going to land on this page here, and you'll just notice in the URL, it does have a thing called topics here. So this is sort of the topic overview page. It's the landing page for Explora. If you happen to go down to new search, it will actually refresh the page and it will look just like a normal database search or EBSCOhost, which we're going to look at shortly. So I would always recommend if you're doing a new search, just click on Explora to land back on this kind of topic overview browsable page. Okay, so let's have a look at our topic overviews. Now at the top of the screen, you'll see this nice big graphic, and there's also a hyperlink into that topic overview. Underneath that, you can also cycle through these popular topics. Now, EBSCO's team does update these popular topics quite regularly. So you'll notice that some of these items will change from time to time, and users can simply click on them to move through them. So in this case, I'm going to click into this Cleopatra example. So just clicking on the hyperlink there, it's going to just run a search for me here on the topic of Cleopatra. You'll notice I do get my results, and under that, I start to get my topic overview, which we're going to have a look at. And under that, we get our articles as well, relating back to our topic here of Cleopatra. And the articles here are coming from MasterFILE, and they'll also be coming from the Australia-New Zealand Reference Centre, because I have those two databases here selected on this Explora profile. So just opening up this database link just to show you here, you'll notice that there are 5 databases selected. The topic overviews for public libraries, that's where our Cleopatra overview is coming from, and this is a unique collection for Explora. ANZRC Plus, the ebook companion collection, MasterFILE, and the MasterFILE companion collection. This is what I've got enabled on this particular profile. Okay, so what we're going to have a look at first is our topic overview, and I'm just going to click on this. This is a unique feature for Explora. So these come from various sources. In this case, it's from an encyclopedia, the Salem Press Biographical Encyclopedia, and it's from the database topic overviews for public libraries. Now, scrolling down the page a little bit, you'll find some information about the record, including hyperlinked subject terms. So if you're looking for additional information or a new search on a related topic, you can simply click on these and it will actually run a search on these topics as well. Scrolling up a little bit further, next to our details, we have something called related items. Now, this is a fairly new feature, but the related items, when you see it, indicate other articles from the same publication. In this case, we're in the Salem Press Biographical Encyclopedia 2023. These are other biographical records from that same publication. So just again, it will lead you to more information. What I also want to show you is, well, how do we go ahead and access these topic overviews? I'm going to click into online full text to open that up. And this will take us into the viewer. When you first get in here, over to the right-hand side, you have those related items again, so you can navigate through those other, in this case, topic overviews from that biographical encyclopedia. And these overviews are quite comprehensive. You can see it's a really nice big overview here. And at the bottom of the page, you tend to get your bibliography and your reference list as well. So really good overviews, but particularly useful for students that might need just a quick overview of a particular topic. Now, what we can also do once we've opened that up as well is at the top, we have some tools that we can use to work with our record. So let's say I did use some of this in my assignment and I needed to cite it. We have a cite tool here, this little quotation mark, and we have up to 9 styles that can be selected from in here, including APA 7, Harvard, MLA, among others. Now I'm going to use APA 7 as an example, and you'll see I've got my reference and I can simply copy that to the clipboard and paste that into my assignment. So everything's there for me within the platform. Please also note that this is software, so it's rubbish in, rubbish out, and we do urge people to consult the library resources for any guidelines and formatting rules. So just some information there as well. If you happen to use a bibliographic manager like EndNotes, Atero, RefWorks, or Mendeley, you can also export your record, your citations here as well. I'm going to come back to these tools a little bit later on, but to give you a bit of an overview, when we see a bookmark, we can save the item to our dashboard. Our double quotation marks is our cite tool. If we have a My EBSCO account, we can add it to a project. We can also share this record as well via Google Drive or OneDrive, or even create a shareable link. And we can also email this to ourselves or others. And you can add more than one email address as long as you separate them with a semicolon. And the online full text HTML in this case will be included as an attachment with that email. So curvy arrow is our share button. The download obviously is where we go to download. Please note that these topic overviews are in online full text. So you'll find both online full text HTML and PDF within Explora and the new EBSCOhost. So just showing you what a download would look like for HTML. It looks like this. So it is a HTML-based download, and you can, of course, print that out using your browser print options. Okay, so print, obviously you can print that out as well. The next thing I wanted to show you over here this is for online full text, is our translate tool. So here we can translate the full text to any of the languages that we support here. This is a machine translation, and we use Microsoft Translate. We do support a number of languages. I'm going to just translate this to Tereo. And now it is on the screen here in translated text. And I can print this out by using the print button. And you'll see it's printing the translated text here for me. All right. Next to that, we have the related items, and then the last thing, which I really, really like, is the text to speech. Now, because I've translated this out of its original language, I do need to go back and make sure I'm in the original language, and then I've got my text to speech. It will read out to me. I can also download the MP3, and I can even change the text highlighting, word color, and sentence color. So that's our online full text, and that is our topic overviews. So I'm just going to go back to a new search and back to my slide deck. So that's one of the features on Explora. The next feature is topic exploration. So a little bit further down on our home page, our landing page, we can dig a little bit deeper into a particular topic of interest. So just clicking on Explorer will take you back to that topic overview page. And just scrolling down a little bit, you've got your Explore topic section. So in my case, I'm interested in looking for STEM. I'm going to click into STEM, and I then have 15 subtopics or subcategories here that I can sort alphabetically, or the default is by relevance. I can also change the view to a list view if I prefer this, or I can go back to my tiles. So in this case, I'm interested in matter and chemistry. So I'm going to click into this subcategory, and then I can dig it down a little bit deeper into chemistry. And now I've got the Explore page. So here's a topic overview for chemistry, just like the Cleopatra. And then down here, we've got our subtopics, our related topics, and some search results. And I can go to view all search results to view everything on Explorer here. And again, I'm searching for chemistry now from ANZRC and MasterFILE Complete, as well as our topic overviews from Explora. I can also filter by articles, by ebooks, by reference items, and also by video content. So the little tabbed sections here are unique also to Explora. Okay, our next key feature for Explorer is just our research tools on the left-hand side. So this allows you to access unique resources like the curriculum standards, citation help, and our research guide. So over to the left-hand side, you'll see a number of menu items. The curriculum standards will open in a new tab and will allow you to select your country, so Australia or New Zealand. Under state, you'll select Australia or New Zealand, and then your standards here. So I'm going to go into the refreshed New Zealand curriculum in this example, and I'm going to go into English and select the year. I can also dig down into the phases as well. And then I've got my standards over here. So that's just a nice tool that's available in there. You can print, email, and save this information as well. We also have citation help. So I showed you how to actually cite the record. This is actually a help guide, and it really relies on the MLA style, the Modern Language Association. It will give you some examples of how to do this, and there's even basic examples in an attached document as well. So the citation help will take you to our Connect site, and then we'll give you some examples around that particular style. But again, if you're in the platform and you need to cite, you can either access an article or go to the Tools menu, click on the little Cite tool, and you can copy that end text citation directly from here. So whenever we see the Tools menu, either in this to the right of our record or in the abstract view, we can grab that end text citation. We also have a link to a research guide here as well, which will take the user into some research and writing tips. So top 5 searching strategies, how to take good notes, and so on. And we also have a link into our help guide, which will take you basically into our EBSCO Connect site and into the Explora Quick Start Guide. Okay, so that is the research tools on the left-hand side. Now, we also have a link into Publications Authority. This is a very good tool if you're looking for a particular publication on the Australia-New Zealand Reference Centre or MasterFILE, or really any database that you've got enabled in this Explorer platform. So in this case, I'm going to just go into MasterFILE and we can browse alphabetically, or if we know what we're looking for, we can simply type it in. So we know that time is indexed. We saw that on the product website. So here is time.com. And we've got all of our issues available over to the right-hand side. We can also create journal alerts from here as well. I'm going to touch on this on the EBSCOhost platform shortly, and we can also share this record. So if I wanted to view the most recent articles from MasterFILE complete for time, these are now the 56 articles from there, and here's the access point to access the full text. Okay, so that is Explorer, and there are 3 key features. I'm just going to pause here and see if anybody has any questions for me. And just a reminder, Explorer is completely free of charge. It's complimentary. If you subscribe to either ANZRC Plus or MasterFILE Complete, we can enable that for you. It will have a slightly different access point or URL to EBSCOhost. Okay, so I'll just, if you've got any questions, do feel free to pop them through for me in the chat. We're now going to jump into the new EBSCOhost platform. So we looked at Explorer, and we're now going to have a look at the same databases and some features on the new EBSCOhost user interface. Now, I do have another link for you here. I'm just going to jump out of my slides very quickly to copy this one and paste it in. I'm also going to show you a little cheat that we've recently released, and it's the same username and password for this as well. But I'm just going to show you another way that we can access this content. On the left-hand side under Research Tools, we have EBSCO Products. And if you click on this, it will take you into our Select Resource page. And from here, if you have any other profiles available, you can actually alternate between Explorer and EBSCOhost as well. So here's the Explorer Public ANZ that we've just been using. And here I have a link into ANZRC and MasterFILE on EBSCOhost. So there's 2 ways we can get to it. We can have obviously a separate link, but we now provide this EBSCO product option as well. So this is the new EBSCOhost user interface. And what we can see here is we're searching for databases. And on the left-hand side, we have some research tools, including that Publications Authority and the Subjects Authority, which will take you into the controlled vocabulary. So let's have a look at some of the features here. So the first one I wanted to touch on was just some keyword searching plus field codes and some of the filter options for new EBSCOhost. So what we're going to do is use a field code for source and look for the publication of choice. And we're going to add some keywords in here. So just if you're following along, you can click on the link and it should take you back through if you're in a new tab, or you can use the EBSCO products and scroll right to the bottom of that page and click into the ANZ MasterFILE option there. So in our drop-down, we have a number of fields that we can use to search within the fields of a record. Down here, I'm going to go into source and I'm going to type in choice. I'm also going to add the keyword artificial intelligence. Oops, helps if you spell it right. And you can see it's given me some prompts here as well. If there's any other kind of keywords I wanted to include, I can certainly use those suggestions as well. So I'm looking now for articles about artificial intelligence within the choice publication. And I'm just going to go ahead and click on search. And here we have 69 results, and you'll see that they are coming from choice. And this is the April 2025 article here from the Australian New Zealand Reference Centre Plus database. Now, if I want to access the full text, I've got two options, PDF or online full text. Now, in Explora, we looked at the online full text in that Cleopatra article. So this time we're going to click into PDF. So two types of full text we supply. Some publishers provide one or the other. Some publishers provide both. This that we can see on the screen now is an example of the PDF. Now we still over to the right-hand side get the related items. So these are other articles from that same publication, volume and issue. We can also obviously toggle that off. And another feature that we have is text to speech for PDF. So this is great. I can have that read out to me, and I can also download the MP3 to listen to the article offline. The tools are also here too. So again, if I wanted to save it to my dashboard, I can. If I wanted to copy the end text citation or export the citation, I can also do that here. I can add it to a project, share it, and also download. Now, the difference with the download for PDF is that it's a true download. It's not just going to display us the PDF, the HTML in the browser. It will open us the full PDF and we can save, print, etc. there. All right, so that is the overview there of keyword searching and field codes. So where Explorer is more about browsing, I find the EBSCOhost is more for those researchers that really want to get into certain publications. For example, we might be interested in certain authors. You know, we can search to see if there's a particular author published somewhere in the content within our subscriptions. All right, the next feature we're going to cover is a very new release. It's also available on Explora and it's called a natural language search. Now, this will be very useful, I think, particularly in public libraries because it allows researchers or searchers in general to use everyday language in a question or a statement form. And this is available for enabling on your platforms now. So if you haven't got this on and you'd like it on, let me know. I'm happy to set it up for you. So let's take a look at how this works. So if it's on, you'll actually see it in the advanced search. I just noticed it's not on in here. I'm actually going to just jump back to my Explorer. I just realized I didn't turn that on. Back into my Explorer platform really quickly. I set this up recently. And it actually wasn't working earlier. So anyway, let me jump in here and I will show you natural language search because I think it's really, really useful. It's such a great tool. So you'll find it in advanced search and also on the basic search, you'll see a little toggle. So I'm just going to jump into advanced search, natural language, and this time I can just type in a statement. So I can type in what it is that I might be thinking. Now, one of my favorite searches to do is why don't men and women exercise? So let's have a look at this. So I can put a question mark in if it's a question. Absolutely, I can do that. I can put it in as a statement or a prompt. And you can see I've got 4,297 results. Now, what I also really like about natural language search is that users don't have to build a really complex strategy. So I've got why don't men and women exercise? If I was creating this, I might do things like males or women or females or that type of thing, right? But what this also does is it also will show us the refined query. So even though I've just typed in why don't men and women exercise, this is my actual search strategy, which I think is really cool. And I'm just going to pop this in the chat so you can see what that query looks like based on my little statement that I've used there. So natural language search is available now. It's very useful. It utilizes AI. And it's just a nice tool for searching. All right, so I'm just going to jump back into my EBSCOhost. Sorry about the jumping around. Here we go, back into my MasterFILE platform here on EBSCOhost. Okay, so natural language search, I've put some information in here. If you've got any questions about it, feel free to reach out. Our next feature is for accessing full text records and ebooks. Now, we've already looked at our full text records. I've shown you the full text online and I've shown you the PDF. But what we're going to do is have a look at some filters here as well. So we're going to search for artificial intelligence. And again, you can choose a popular search from here if you like. And then we're going to have a look at our filter options. So I would like to only review full text. These are our quick filters, and maybe I only want peer-reviewed content. So you can see I've got two filters applied here. I also want to look at content published over the past 5 years. And I also only want my records to be from academic journals. So I've applied quite a few filters. I've narrowed that right down to 1400. And if I go into the All Filter panel, my filter panel will open to the right-hand side. Here I can view things like publication date ranges and include maybe a custom date range. I can also review my results by the databases, so we can see a majority of my content's coming from MasterFILE and a little bit here from ANZRC+. I can view those source types. I've already refined that down. My subject headings, Lexile ranges, which is a unique feature for these databases as well. These are the comprehension levels for articles. So the lower the number, the more targeted it is for that lower comprehension level. Publications are here as well. So I've got a lot of content coming from science and so on. New Zealand Business and Management. You can see Journal of the Australian Library and Information Association. We can start to see some of that ANZRC content, that unique Australian New Zealand published content there. I've got publisher and I've also got language. So that's our all filter panel. So quick filters here, all filters over here. Our system will also, by default, stick those filters on. If you decide to remove the filters between searches, you can toggle that little padlock on and off. So all my filters here are assigned. So let's say I wanted to add another keyword of Australia to my search, those filters will be retained. Okay, now I've only got 3 results because it's very, very focused. Okay, so that is the options. Now, again, if I want to access full text, access options will have a drop down. Some will provide just the PDF or the online full text. If you're only seeing one link, it just means it's available in just the one format. If you've got the access option drop down, it's available in both. And just like on Explora, we can save our records, we can access the site tool, add to a project, share or download, and we can view the detailed record from here, related items, and we've got our tools here as well. Now, one of the other things I wanted to touch on was just ebooks. So there is a companion ebook collection for both of these databases. I am going to have to show you this in a slightly different platform, which is just here. And I'm just going to search for the topic of science, just to show you the ebook subscriptions. For some reason, they're not working on my account. But this is the ebook here. And just like with the articles, your ebooks will be in either PDF or EPUB. So this will just open up the online viewer. This is the new ebook viewer. They're full cover to cover ebooks. So we've got the entire ebook over here to the right-hand side. We can navigate through chapters. We can export chapters here as well. These will not ever expire. I do have some page limits in my publisher permissions here. I can also download the full ebook if my library allows me to. And I can also download just the metadata or citation information for my ebooks as well. So that's our ebooks. This is a PDF version. We do get our page numbers with PDF. I can also save it, get an end-text citation for the ebook, export the citation, share it, and download it. Okay, so that download again will give us the chapters, the full ebook download, or just that metadata. If I go back to that set of results, because we also had EPUB, this is the kind of HTML version. So it will not have any page numbers. So just a note, page numbers are not here. This does work best with our assistive technology. So if we turn the page, we're being prompted to do so. Whereas with the PDF, it's a full cover to cover scroll. Same thing applies, though I can export my chapters by clicking on the little download. I can also download the book. I have that option. for full ebook download. And we've got a search within, and we also have the display and text size options here as well. So that's our new ebook viewer. And that's the EPUB version of that particular title. So these are all included as part of your subscription. And like I said, they're a cover to cover ebook. They're kind of like a subscription collection. So here's another title. Again, I can access the ebook now. It's obviously just the one format because I'm not getting the drop down. And again, we can navigate through the chapters, export them, and so on. Just bearing in mind that every title will have some publisher permissions. So to access publisher permissions, I find the best place is just click the title link, open up the access detailed record. Here's your permissions. All right. Most in here will be unlimited copies, but you might have some restrictions around what you can actually do in terms of downloading pages. Yeah, and you get your description, authors, subjects, and categories here as well. Okay, so that is our ebooks. So almost at the end of our session, the last thing I wanted to touch on here was just the dashboard. So I've mentioned a couple of times saving items to the dashboard. So over, I'm going to go back to this page here, my dashboard on the left-hand side. If I've saved any items, they'll appear in my saved section in records. Now, I have not signed in, so it is prompting me to do so. Users can sign in various locations. At the top right, click My EBSCO, and you can sign into or create a free account. We do not charge for these accounts. They are free. If you have an existing account, you can simply sign in. If you don't have one, you can just create an account to sign up. And we don't ask for a lot of information. But now that I've logged in, I've got lots of saved records, and I also have some saved searches as well. So I'll talk about safe searches in just a moment too. Okay, so once I've logged in, I kind of open up a few more features. So that is the ability for saving my content and coming back in later. The next section down here is recent activity. So while I've been in my session today, I've run a bunch of different searches. And if I wanted to save the search, you'll just notice that there is a little bookmark icon. So clicking on that bookmark icon will place that search now in my saved searches. And I can also edit the details of that saved search. I may like to change the name of it and so on. Okay, so that is the searches being saved, our recent activity. We can also combine searches here as well. So if I had two different topics, I could actually combine them by using our Boolean and or not. And I can also see any records that I might have viewed here as well. Holds and checkouts are related to EBSCO ebooks, and any alerts that I create will appear in here. So just to show you an alert, I'm going to rerun one of my previous searches. From the search results over next to relevant sort, we can save our search and we can create an alert on our search. So with an alert, we need to specify our frequency, and when we'd like our alerts to be created and the email address. Please note it's one email address at a time and just create the alert. That will then run and I'll be emailed the next time a new article is published that matches my search strategy. And I can edit my alerts at any time using the dashboard. So I'm actually going to go ahead and just delete this, but we can also view the results as well. Okay, so that is our dashboard. Projects are ways of customizing your saved section. So you can see I've got a few projects in here. I can create a new project from here as well. And I can then add those saved searches or those saved articles into a project. So here's a project I've created earlier, my records here, and my searches if I had any. Okay, and that is my dashboard feature of the new My EBSCO account. Let me know if there's any questions on any of that. And that does take me to the end of the session. So thank you very much for your time. I will send you a copy of the slide deck and a link to the recording. And do feel free to reach out if you've got any questions about anything that I've covered today. All right, thank you everyone. I'm going to stop the recording here.